Hello, everybody. Welcome to CW Live. My name's Chris Webb, Head of Communications. Delighted to have with me our Acting Deputy General Secretary Postal, Andy Fury. Afternoon, Andy.
Afternoon, Chris. Afternoon, everyone.
Good to have you with me, mate. This session is specifically for our post office members. So, our brilliant fighting post office members who have taken a significant bout of industrial action. You will all know, you are well versed of it now in our union, that the Tory anti-union legislation means that the ballot validity period is only 6 months. So we need to ballot again. We've obviously got pressure we need to apply to the company. We know we've already moved them, but it's not enough. So we need you. Ballot papers started landing on Saturday. We need you to get them back in bigger numbers than ever and bigger yes votes than ever. So it was a really short session with Andy, really, just to get everyone fired up. So Andy, really hand over to you, buddy, just to set the scene. There's about 1,000 people online already, which is fantastic. Why is it's so vital that our post office members vote in this second industrial action ballot, which also includes an action short of strike action ballot?
Okay, thanks, Chris. Look, firstly, our members delivered a 97.3% yes vote on a big turnout back in the end of March, actually. And following this, we've had half a dozen bouts of strike action throughout the summer. And now the ballot has expired. As Chris says, we are having to ballot again. So we need a fresh mandate. It's imperative our members deliver another magnificent yes vote. But on this occasion, we've also added the extra question of, are members prepared to take action short of a strike? So there's two questions on the ballot paper. And bluntly, we need every member to vote yes and yes. So we need two massive yes votes on the ballot papers so that we can take strike action and align to that action short of a strike. So it's important that we get this fresh mandate. We are, though, in talks with the Post Office again at ACAS next Monday, and that has come about because of our balloting again. Essentially, they recognise that our members are not going to give up and that they're in this for the long haul, and therefore they've sought talks again via ACAS.
Thank you, Andy. It's brilliant, buddy. You can see lots of members already coming on saying that they voted yes, which is fantastic. So brilliant to you. We're going to be starting our peer-to-peer texting within the next couple of days. I suppose you are the lead negotiator. Obviously, the post office have been for a significant period of time now. We have moved them from their original position to the position where they now seem willingly to opt their offer. How important is it that members vote to apply maximum pressure to the employer as you head back into negotiations?
Well, the negative is that we still haven't got a pay offer for 2021, so it's still a pay freeze, and that's despite the company making £74 million in profits in over 2 years. They also paid massive bonuses out to their managers at the end of August. So still a pay freeze for 2021, but for 2022, we've got an offer of 5% unconditional plus a £500 lump sum. That's not good enough in today's state of the economy with the cost of living emergency, but we have moved them and there has been progress. But we believe there's further to go. We still believe that there is still the ability to get a pay deal for 2021. 2022 needs to be better. And if we can resolve 2023 as well, why wouldn't we do that? So we do need this massive mandate in both yes votes to get round the bargaining table and seek to thrash out a deal for last year, for this year, and hopefully next year as well. So this is I can't stress this. This is a crucial ballot. The bigger the yes vote, the bigger the turnout, the more power it will give us in those talks.
Thank you, Andy. Brilliant, buddy. I mean, I know you wouldn't think this way, and none of us would think this way, but to sort of be complacent, because the reality is obviously a substantial period of strike action has been taken. Some of our members will be tired and fatigued. Add into that the huge worst cost of living crisis we've had in recent living memory. This isn't the ideal backdrop, is it? And also our colleagues in the Royal Mail Group taking strike action as well during the ballot period. I mean, can you just set out how important it is that we dust ourselves down, we get up, and we go again?
Well, I think you actually make the case there, Chris. We certainly do dust ourselves up, pick ourselves up, and go again. our post office members are very resilient. Now, I don't take that for granted, but all the feedback is that our members understand what the dispute is about and they're up for it. But we do need to deliver magnificent yes votes with a great turnout. That will concentrate the mind of Nick Reed. Now, in terms of the Royal Mail dispute, we've made the balloting period longer than normal to take account of Royal Mail strikes. So we want to ensure everybody has the ability to vote. And crucially, you talk about fatigue, Chris, but the last strike was the 28th of September. That means there will be no strikes in October or November, with the ballot closing on the 18th of November. We have to give 2 weeks notice, so the earliest strike action can take place will be the first week of December. So that's a little bit of period of respite. Gives a chance for our members to recharge the batteries and, as you say, go again. And it enables us to prepare for a period of action in the lead up to Christmas, which is the most lucrative time of year for the post office. We want to be able to hit them when it hurts them the most, and that is December. So that's why also we're doing the ballot for action, short strike action, because particularly our supply chain members, our crew members and cash centre members believe that overtime bans and working to rule allied to strike action will have a massive disruptive effect on the post office and will make them think twice.
Thanks, Andy. Brilliant. I mean, one of the things that some members might be thinking is like, is our action moving the company? So I mean, it's worth you probably talking through where we started, where we are, and I suppose where we want to end up and where we think we can end up if members give us the support in this ballot.
Okay, so where we want to end up is definitely a pay deal for 21 and 22. And as we're fast approaching November, we would also ideally like to sort out next year's pay at the same time, if possible. That's not an imperative, but it'd be nice to do so if we could, because we don't want to get back into a fresh set of negotiations in the spring if we can resolve it now. We have moved the company. They've upped their offer to 5% and £500 lump sum. There's no conditions to that, no strings. But in a normal year that would be a good offer, but we're not in a normal year, and all the forecasters are saying that inflation is going to increase. So it is absolutely imperative that our members deliver those yes votes. All the feedback is very encouraging on social media and such like over the weekend. People were photographed showing images of their ballot paper, screenshots, etc. A lot of people saying I voted yes and yes. A lot of people saying I've already posted the ballot paper back. So it's all very encouraging at the moment. And critically, the company made overtures to ACAS to get into further talks with the union, and that was agreed after we decided we were going to ballot again. And those talks take place this coming Monday. So a week from now we're going to be around the bargaining table at ACAS with the post office, and we would be looking to make more progress. We're optimistic that we can do so, because the post office will not want a dispute in December. They will want to avoid that. So we think tactically and strategically we've got this right, but we just need the members to get on board, which I believe they will. I'm not taking that for granted. I'm not being complacent, but I do believe our membership understands the scale of the issue here, and it's not lost on them that the post office has made profits in recent years and has found the money to pay out big bonuses to their managers, including Nick Reed, the CEO.
Thanks, Andy. Brilliant. Just a chance really for you to give a final message to our post office members as they consider, whether or not to cast their vote. I can see on the page that the vast majority have. To reiterate as well for the Royal Mail people in the room asking, this is a post office session. Yes, you definitely are still on strike tomorrow. We'll hear more on that from Andy and Dave on that a little bit later on. But Andy, final message to the post office members.
Well, firstly, I really do want to thank our post office members for all their sacrifices they've made since the 3rd of May when they took their first action. They've been a magnificent group of people. They're hardcore. Unfortunately, we've got an employer that is just dogmatic and intransigent and out of touch, really. And they're trying to suppress pay because they think they can get away with it. It's disgraceful, really. They look after themselves and yet they try and take money away from our members who are not well paid by any means. And in today's economic crisis, they need a decent pay rise. So hang in there, members. Please deliver those yes votes, yes and yes in both to both questions, and I'm certain we will get a better deal for you. Thank you for all your support.
Thank you, Andy. So first of all, thank you to you, Andy, for your time today, buddy. I know you're a really busy man at the minute. Thank you, more importantly, to all the members who have followed on. We'll share this link out so all of our post office members get to see it. If you're a rep, please, please, please remember the post office. We need to get the vote out here. And if you're a member, if you want to arm Andy and negotiators, it is crucial that you cast your vote today. So get your ballots back, everyone. The posties will deliver them as soon as they're back to work on Wednesday, and we'll smash yet another ballot. Take care, everyone.